Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder, and I have an AITA story from Reddit for you. This one is, am I the astronaut? I didn't attend my son's wedding. I instead spent the evening with his ex-wife. Now, depending on if OP here is the son's dad or mom, this could go south real quick. Quick backstory, after graduating high school, my son moved 3 states away for college. At 19, he married a girl he met. I tried convincing him to wait because I personally felt he was too immature. They both dropped out and moved back here to his hometown. At 20, they had their first child, a beautiful little girl. 16 months later, my daughter-in-law gave birth to their second child, a little boy. After the first baby, my wife and I noticed our daughter-in-law wasn't happy. We both thought it was PPD related. Just after the second arrived, my son and his wife separated. She would bring the kids over for a visit. It was then she began unloading on us. I know there's 2 sides to every story, but considering I know my son, I believed her. I sat my son down numerous times to speak with him regarding his marriage. He refused to take responsibility, blamed her for everything, even when I directly pointed out where he was the sole problem. They got into counseling. For a year, things were okay on the surface. Our daughter-in-law filed for divorce. My son 3 days later was on Facebook announcing his new girlfriend. A month later, they were engaged. My son had forced his then wife to become a permanent stay-at-home mom at the birth of their first child. She, of course, had no other family or friends here. She knew no one aside from us. She had nowhere to go with 2 small children. Unbeknownst to our son, my wife and I helped her financially and got her an apartment. Before the divorce was even finalized, we received a wedding invitation. I made it clear to my son I would not be attending and they would not have my blessing. His mother told him she would see to it that I would attend. I stayed consistent in my decision. I also asked him not to bring his fiancée around our house out of respect for the mother of his children. The wedding happened on February 11th. The night before, my wife gave me the final push. I did not attend. Our daughter also did not attend for the same reasons. My wife picked up our grandkids, got them dressed, and attended the wedding. My daughter and I decided to spend the evening with his ex. I couldn't imagine her sitting alone while her kids attended their father's wedding. She was taken aback that I didn't end up attending his wedding. We took her out to distract her mind. I just wanted her to know she'll always be considered family to us. My daughter also made a joke that they can drop the in-law status and just be sisters now. She was very tearfully grateful. I realized just how badly she needed our support, and specifically on that night. The next morning, my son called to tell me how much of a horrible father I am for not attending his wedding. A few days later, he caught wind that I spent the wedding evening with his ex. He said that was the ultimate form of betrayal, and further, myself and his sister would have to earn a relationship with him on his terms only. Cool story, bro. Edited to add, first, I'd like to sincerely thank each and every one of you for your support, encouragement, and all the awards. I know without a doubt I did the right thing. I even feel differently now. His mother should not have attended either, but we can't go back and undo that. So my son saw the post. I had sent my daughter the link yesterday so she could read the comments. Then this morning she texted me at work, "Dad, you went viral!" LOL, but anyways, he sent screenshots of the post and all of my comments to his mom. He also told her he's dead to me now. Time will tell if he means that. I'm sure he'll see this update too. For that reason, I'm positively certain the second he needs another cash loan, I won't be dead anymore. His mom told him, "Your children have to be our #1 priority. They're not just some disposable items you can leave behind when one chapter of your life closes." Maybe one day he'll understand this. Wow. Okay. So the question here is, OP is the dad. Is he an asshole for spending his son's wedding night with his son's ex-wife instead of at the wedding with his son? Wowza. There's lacking accountability, and then there's just not being accountable to anyone or anything and not feeling responsibility. And I'm not saying that you should stay in a relationship solely because of responsibility of children. I think if anything, we know now in 2023 that kids can be functional and happy with 2 happy parents in 2 separate homes rather than 2 miserable parents under one roof. I think if anything, showing them what it means to choose you and to choose happiness and to blaze that path, but that's not what the son is doing here. And if this was a postpartum thing after the first child, then it's on both of them as a couple. And maybe Candy Thunder and I approach this differently because we have to teamwork approach everything. Like, we run a business together. We do this side hustle together. Maybe it's just different for us, but anything one of us faces, we both face. So if she was facing postpartum depression, my view is that he was facing it too, or had a responsibility to face it and help her overcome it, at least try to present opportunities to move in that direction. But it's like when things get tough, OP's son just gets gone. That's what it seems like. He just bounces. And this supposed side chick that he just married. Looking at my crystal ball here, we'll have to ask the clairvoyance in chat, but it doesn't seem like this thing's gonna last because he lacks follow through. He lacks commitment. I think he likes the chase, he likes acquiring things, but lacks the commitment to actually honor them. That sucks. I think OP here, dad, it was a bold move. It was a very bold move, and specifically for dads, for whatever reason, this dad made a very emotional decision, which is different. In most of the stories that we end up reading, dad's hardly mentioned because he's just playing along with whatever the crazy mother-in-law wants him to do in the scenario here, but he chose his own path, disagreed with his wife, she went to the wedding, he went to support his son's ex. I think it was the right message to send to his son. Pain creates change, right? So maybe this is enough pain for him to start changing his ways, but we know it's not. He just said his dad is dead to him now because he wrote a Reddit post about it. So that boy ain't gonna change shit. Nothing. OP, you did the right thing. It was bold. It was a bold move. And I'm sure there were things that could have been done differently in here, but just from what you've told us about your son in here, it wouldn't have yielded a different result. Doing this differently, doing it more diplomatically, doing it with kid gloves would have yielded the same result. So I think you did the right thing here and sent a really good message to him that probably won't stick. But you're his dad, so you have to present every opportunity possible to make him choose or to allow him to choose the right path too. And I feel like you did that here. Golf clap.